Hello and welcome back to all the troopers who actually stood here with us for the 1 hour, and of course all those who just tuned in as well. You are very welcome here, as we are Hefla TV and we are proud to present to you this Techlab Cup Minsk qualifiers. This is Shadow Friends versus Duza Gaming. It's a best of 3 series and this is just game number 1. My name is Coucher and with me is the awesome Mito. And what do you think of this upcoming game?
Ah, crap. I just muted my Skype again. I was just saying thank you for the awesome introduction. And, well, looking at that name, Shadow Friend, are we going to see Shadow Fiend? I mean, that is the natural
they
go-to
better
reaction.
live up to their name.
Yeah, it's just like no Tide Hunter. And then, okay, when you pick a Tide Hunter, everyone just goes, And
I
your team name
literally
is Shadow Friend.
I literally used to watch every Tidehunter game. Well, I didn't watch every Tidehunter game, but every game that I did watch of them. In the drafts, I was always like, are they gonna go for the Tidehunter? Because they actually started in the era where Tidehunter was like just a go-to hero, like everybody went for it all the time.
Yeah, indeed. I forgot why Tide Hunter was so popular then. Was it the Anchor Smash buff that allowed him to be played as a mid solo up against heroes like Dragon Knight, Nyx Assassin, etc.
Actually, not even. I don't think he received any buffs at the time, even. Just
Nah.
I
Rediscovered.
they were just team fight oriented, I guess. I mean, everybody ran the Enigma as well. I mean,
Hmm.
guess it was strong enough. But Duza, they do start with the Shadow Demon. Mirana, of course, did get banned out, so no Mirana Shadow Demon combination. And well, they could still go for something like a Dazzle as a support duo, or maybe get an Alchemist. Although that's not likely. Maybe Sand King.
Yeah, but in terms of picking a SD first pick, it allows Shadow Friend a lot of room to work with. They can, but it might even be a bait, like, okay, so you look at a Shadow Demon, your direct go-to heroes are like Puck, because he can phase shift, whatever is the follow-up from Shadow Demon's Disruption. You have Lifestealer, Instant Rage, and then you have Nyx Assassin, Spike Carapace. But maybe, I'm just saying maybe, that's exactly what Duza Gaming wants you to do, and pick up those heroes. So Dota drafting, it's a it's all about the mind games. And oh my god, we were just talking about Sven's earlier, and thank you. We're gonna have a Sven.
I mean, those teams might have gone for mind games, or at least Dusa might have, and Shadow Friend is like, okay, we'll call your bet and raise you one up, as they, I mean, two heroes that almost never see the light of day. And all this Sven, actually, he's a really strong hero. I think it was Mouse Sports that completely wrecked Fnatic with a Sven in one game at least. And do you think that they actually might be aiming for an IO in combination with the Sven?
Well, that's the beauty of Sven. It can be. I've seen it. Like I remember Alliance running Sven as a mid solo. It it's not that great, but it did work. And Sven can be played as a support, can be played as a carry. So far, Shadowfriend hasn't given away too much information. And Sven is also a hero that I believe with if he can just receive a bit more buff, he'll be a very prominent force in terms of the current meta. One of the downsides to this hero is if he is played as a carry, you can't really leave him by himself to lane against the offlaner, such as when you have heroes like AM against Clockwork. You can just leave the AM. He can deal with the Clockwork all on his own. Freeze up the supports, or even a carry like Mirana. Sven, essentially early game, all he offers you is one stun. Sure, if you have enough mana, you can use the Warcry, but a lot of the time, Sven's mana pool is what's preventing this hero from doing works.
Do you think actually that maybe like just an intelligence gain buff would make that hero viable?
Yes, if Sven has the mana pool to say throw out two stuns at level 1, then this hero will totally be viable. Sure, it still has the laning weakness, but in conjunction, say you have a tri-lane with heroes that can provide what he needs, like say triple lockdown, like Sven, Lina, I don't know, Venomancer, anything can. I mean, Sven, think of it as a Wraith King. He can set up for the team, but Wraith King, look at that guy. He can just constantly pop those stuns left, right, center. But with Sven, you throw out one Stormbolt and you're like, all right, here goes my entire mana pool. All I can do is some nifty right clicks, and that's about it.
Yeah, I mean, it's really sad to be honest. I mean, the stun, it's really strong in itself. It can be comboed up really well with a Dark Chair as well. Don't think Shadow Friend is gonna go for it, although they might sending the Wind Ranger mid lane, or Wind Runner rather, sorry. But, I mean, they go for the Vengeful Spirit at the moment. So, I mean, I actually don't know. I really think this Sven has to be a carry one because why would you pick it up that early otherwise? I mean, maybe Duza and Shadow Friend do play each other up against each other quite a lot. I mean, within scrims or something, so they know that Shadow Friend loves the Sven. Or I have no idea what to think of this.
Okay, Sven and Vengeful Spirit. This is an old school, extremely old school dual roaming composition. And right now, if you think about it, what can these two heroes do? They can run extremely fast because of the Warcry. They can dive towers because of the Warcry. It gives you bonus armor. And you have two stuns. And if Vengeful Spirit has a minus armor with the Wave of Terror, then you're looking at easy kills.
I mean, is Juggernaut an easy kill though? I mean, Duza Gaming, I love this game already because both teams just going for unorthodox drafts. I mean, to be honest, if they even want to run the tri lane as with the free heroes they already have, that would just be an instant death for anybody. Shadow Demon Disruption into the Splitter, into the Juggernaut, Blade Fury.
At first, when I saw Shadow Friend Sven, I was kind of thinking, are they going to go for the old EG Knights, all Knights draft? You know, the one with like Chen, Sven, Dragon Knight, and then it's this insane amount of pushing, insane amount of tech ability.
But it needed the Leshrac in it as well. It's like the 4 knights plus a horse or something.
Yeah, they need something to ride on. Well, horses aren't the only things they can ride, I believe.
Visage.
Oh, they can ride dragons and birds. And okay, so is this disproving your theory a little bit? Are we looking at a potential Weaver carry or Weaver offlane? And Vengeful Spirit with Sven dual roaming support? Or is it going to be a Sven carry, Weaver offlane, Wind Ranger mid, and another support? But from their lineup so far, they lack the team fight AoE. Shadow Friend, all they have is single target, easily dodgeable by heroes like Puck, Juggernaut, as well as the Shadow Demon. The only one they can really kill is the Leshrac. So far, Duza, they definitely have the upper hand. But at the same time, their initiation, so much of it is rely on the Shadow Demon to disrupt for the Leshrac follow-up. But don't forget, Leshrac has been buffed in this patch. He can set up for himself by using the Lightning Storm into the stun. So,
yeah. I kind of fear for the Weaver's life at the moment, seeing Duza Gaming's lineup. I mean, Shadow Demon, easy setup stun for the Leshrac, so if Weaver gets caught by that, by the Splitter, he actually should be going down because he's really squishy at the start. And of course, Puck, Silence, Dream Coil to lock down the Weaver as well. And I guess the rest of Shadow Friend's heroes are just gonna have to protect him, especially the Vengeful Spirit with the swaps.
yep, and this last hero has to be a Shadow Fiend. Otherwise, I'm gonna cry outrage. Like, how can you be called Shadow Friend and not have a Shadow Fiend? Plus, they kind of have the minus armor strat if you're looking at it. And if they really want to, the Wind Runner can even be played as a support as well in conjunction with Sven and Vengeful Spirit. Oh, okay, now this is just...
I mean, what are these
so
drafts
greedy.
we're seeing? And to be honest, I mean, Shadow Friends, they don't have to go for a Shadow Fiend because they could have gone for a Shadow Shaman as well. But no.
Ah, true.
God damn.
Okay, so I understand the logic right here. Their game is purely about the laning phase. They gotta crush, and they gotta crush hard. And you're gonna have 3 heroes each on his lane, and all 3 are strong laners. You look at Wind Ranger, you expect him to do really well in a lane of her own. You look at Weaver, generally that's pretty good at laning as well against most matchups. And Lone Druid, needless to say, it's always gonna be a 2 versus 1. Or at worst, he can use Bear to pull against the trial lane, so he's going to be fine there. And then you're going to have the 2 dual roaming supports, Vengeful Spirit and Sven. They're just going to pop in and out in every lane and guarantee their lane gets even further ahead. And they want to keep Duza busy. Wherever your hero go, like your other 2 lanes are going to lose. Whenever your supports shift away from, say, the trial lane, then the lane that's left bare is going to lose to that matchup. So... That in theory, that's what Shadow Friend is about. Whereas Dusa Gaming, they cover just about every aspect of the game. However, if Shadow Friend is given the space to farm past the mid game, because mid game, you look at it, Dusa, that's what all they have is the mid game. They have actually no, that's a wrong way of saying it. Their focus, primary focus, is having a strong early game, transitioning to mid game, and just crush the mid opponent by the mid game phase. You have big ultimates from Puck and Tidehunter, and then you have smaller skirmish-based skills like the SD Leshrac setup, and Juggernaut with the healing ward provides a lot more pushing power, and so does Leshrac with the Diabolic
Oh,
Edict.
look at what they're doing. Hello, level 1 Roche, or at least an attempt at it. They did place down this Observer Ward before as well, so like maybe 1 to 2 seconds delay in starting the Roche, but the Spirit Bear, he should be able to tank it up at least if they switch it up between the other heroes. And Sven, yeah, he actually goes for the Warcry. I thought he might be holding on to it just in case Duza actually come and waltz in, so the Stormhammer actually would be really strong if they wanted to get the first blood, but their Roche is actually pretty damn fast by them. So they're gonna get it at like 10 seconds before the creeps spawn even maybe. Oh, the Spirit Bear dies.
That's very, very costly. Now this Lone Druid's gonna have a hard time laning at bottom.
Well, if he's gonna go bottom at all, but that is definitely bad for them. Oh no, looks like it's gonna be an aggressive tri lane with Windrunner being the farmer, Sven Vengeful supports, and Weaver safe lane solo.
I'm not all that confident about this aggressive trialing. I just don't think they have what it takes. In fact, they might get counter-initiated upon. And if that happens, the only one who can truly get out of safety's range is the Windrunner.
Do you actually think that Shadow Friends maybe just now thought of the laning situation because of the Spirit Bear died? I mean, it would have been a really fast call though then. I mean, it looked like they knew what they're doing, but...
Nah, I think this was the initial laning setup, but I don't like what's happening at top. Weaver up against Tidehunter, it just doesn't feel like a winning matchup for the Weaver. Sure, you're mobile, you have Sukuchi, and you have Gemini attack, but this Anchor Smash is so hard for a Weaver with such short attack range to deal with.
Yeah, the Tidehunter, he's really tanky as well, so the Weaver shouldn't even be able to harass him out, especially thanks to the Anchor Smash, but I guess maybe Weaver having the 1 level advantage from the early Roche might make it somewhat of a better situation for him.
Wow, at bottom, what is happening? So it's just a lot of contestation in the jungle. Who do you think is going to come out on top? Really, it's a bit of a funny tri-lane versus tri-lane.
Well, I think it maybe comes down to who gets the jump on who. If there's a disruption to start out things and the stun won't disrupt the Leshrac stun coming out, or Shadow Friends won't get the counter initiation onto Leshrac at the same time, then whoever gets caught, he should be dead for right.
Yeah,
but if
but
Shadow Friends, if they start things out, I mean, they have a lot of burst between the Stormhammer, Magic Missile, and Power Shot.
Yeah, you gotta remember, they're starting with a level higher. And they have the Ring of Basilius as well. So, I can just visualize them making a jump easily, especially the Wind Ranger. I mean, how are you gonna kill these fast-moving heroes whenever Sven just pops a Warcry?
Warcry, it's pretty nice. I mean, gives them some potential to actually die without dying themselves. But well, I guess we shall see soon enough, because so far Duza, they're actually staying pretty far back, just trying to get the pull stun. But this mid lane actually, Puck so far 15 and 3 compared to 9 and 2 on the Lone Druid. Well, I guess definitely the Spirit Bear being dead at the start hurt him a little bit. Otherwise, him having the level advantage, I mean, he should be able to harass the Puck pretty nicely, to be honest, with himself and the Spirit Bear.
Yeah, absolutely, but now that the Lone is level 5, the harassments start coming out. And, oh, okay, so we do have the Lucky Entangles. And, I mean, look at it, half of Puck's HP is gone. So, with the Spirit Bear being up, I guess he's gonna be fine in this lane. And once he has level 6, changes to ulti form, then what's a Puck gonna do to you?
Oh, they want to go on the Juggernaut or Sven? At least, if not even go on him, just box him out of XP range, and so far it was successful for a little while. And actually, last hit-wise, Juggernaut is kind of struggling. Stay happy there. Not too happy with his current situation. 7-1 compared to 14-2. So exactly doubling. Dima Terrible. What a name. I would have understood Dima Dead Terrible, but it's up to them.
I mean, when you cast the other two games, there are just so many interesting teams, and I don't think we even have the opportunity to introduce the players. So at some point, we have to just fit in the names, squeeze it in for the players.
Sure looks like it. And well, I mean, Duza at least they have rather standard names, like Legion on the Tidehunter. And what's hard about that? Whereas the Beaver, my Understrike you.
Well, you try pronouncing the Lone Druid's name.
Wait. Yeah, Kare Unkai. Hells yeah, I checked it out before a little bit. Oh my god.
What a cheat.
Yeah, I checked it when they actually hadn't even gone for Roche yet.
Yeah, so surprisingly, this bottom tri lane, no one's trying to make anything happen. So the Juggernaut is just getting zoned out, but Duza, the supports, are just playing so defensively because they know with that early Roche. Oh, okay, so here is the jump.
Oh, but the Blade Fury is just shrugs off most of the stuns, but they might still get it. They use the Warcry, the Windrun as well. They have so much movement speed, or at least the Windrunner did. But the Aegis, it's gonna get reclaimed in 1 minute, and well, if they don't put it to use, then I mean, I really think they should maybe go a little bit aggressive with themselves. Although Dima the Terrible,
forget.
wow.
Right now, Aegis.
Oh,
is
they know the
essentially
Blade Fury is on
same as the Legion move.
cooldown. No, goddamn.
So he can just keep spamming his skills, and eventually, when the Aegis expires, it will heal him back to full, because it is a regeneration rune.
Oh god, I mean, regeneration, it's the best rune in the game almost. Well, depending on the situation. Still, regeneration is just so strong. Well, it's not like as strong as on a Storm Spirit or anything.
Mm-hmm.
But still, just can take so much harassment, can go for the right click trade as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So mid lane, look at it. The last hits, Lone Druid has caught up. Okay, so essentially when you're playing as a carry, 6 minute in, something that's considered generally ideal is having 40 last hits. So as a mid, 30 last hits in 6 minutes, it's pretty okay, I suppose. But so mid is looking to be very even, and top Weaver is starting to pull ahead, but only.
Oh, they go for the disruption. Can they get the split earth though? It doesn't connect. Dima the Terrible manages to dodge it, but there's the Dream Coil, Lightning Storm as well, and Blade Fury all the meantime on top of him. So Iceberg on the Puck of all heroes gets the first blood, but oh, Vengeful Spirit, he's with the Invis. I mean, Puck shouldn't be able to kill him solo anyway. But finally, the first blood goes out. It was actually just a little bit after the Aegis expired, and well, Puck, he's on his way to a fast Blink Dagger.
And look at these body blocks. Oh, it's hilarious.
The Iceberg is like, man, stop. Oh, they actually want to go for it. The Illusion Orb, he doesn't have enough mana for it. No first hit entangle though. But they're still trying to chase him down. The right clicks, come on, you can do it. Oh, he just got enough mana for it, and he's gonna be able to survive.
Oh, the Vengeful Spirit blocked the Spirit Bear. So unfortunate there, but
oh, another disruption bottom lane. They have the Blade Fury. Nice shackles onto the left track. Will it be enough? The power shot actually burst him down. Sven's still alive as well with the extra movement speed, with the magic stick. Oh my god, and now Vengeful Spirit coming in to help blocking a little bit. But there's the magic missile stun. They might get that. That was a power shot. He's so low, minus armor. Oh god, Sven just turns it around with a Stormhammer.
yeah, oh my god, that's some sick plays. Oh, okay, no. I actually thought the Vengeful Spirit selfed up the Sven, but I guess I was wrong. He just popped his own self. If that was a transfer of items between Vengeful Spirit and Sven, that would have been mind-blowing. It's like, oh, okay, in the middle of a race, you're just gonna, like, pass things back and forth.
But I mean, I have to say, Windranger is the one who turned that around completely, because if the Leshak would have gotten the follow-up Split Earth, it would have been a dead Sven immediately almost, and of course the Lightning Storm would have come out, even on the Windrunner himself. Oh god, it's so hard! It's so hard! Oh, so hard to pronounce something else than your IC.
Okay, so here's one of the most important thing for Shadow Friends. they want to extend the laning phase as long as possible before those like mid-game team fights start happening. So 8 minutes in, you look at it on the board. In terms of last hits, who's pulling ahead, and you gotta say, holy crap, it's the Shadow Friends. But this lead only goes so far until the team fight potential start coming online for Duza, and it's a matter of when that's gonna define how this game is gonna go.
I mean, Shadow Friends, they definitely are looking pretty good at the moment. Last hit wise, I mean, they're winning every single lane. Kill wise, 2-1, I mean, I guess it's good for them, but top lane, one weird thing is that my Understray Q, he went for face boots on the Weaver, just to be able to harass down the Tide Hunter a little bit more effectively.
Oh, I actually like this. In a 1v1, Weaver with face boots, it's so good. Your right clicks hurt an immense amount, but I'm still waiting for Duza. It's all about when can they start taking towers. Towers is
Oh,
way
they get
too
the
important.
disruption out. Can they get the split earth to follow up? The Soul Catcher didn't hit. But the Blade Fury, he's pretty damn tanky, gets a stun in return. They kill off the Leshrac and just TP's out of the Dream Coil. Oh no, Team of the Terrible can't TP out Windrun used. They will go for the kill on the Shadow Demon though. They will get it as well now. Iceberg gets the counter and life. I don't think he can outrun this Juggernaut. And yeah, oh, nice phase shift from the Puck. And he will get Lee, or Le, however it's pronounced. Even the Warcry doesn't help with the extra armor. And now Blade Fury used. At least Vengeful Spirit makes Juggernaut use his mana. I mean, that's the only positive from that, really.
Yeah, but at the same time, look at it. As soon as Puck leaves the lane, Lone Druid took the tier 1 tower. And the same would have happened should the Tide Hunter ever rotate out of the lane. So, Duza, even though it feels like they won that fight, but it feels like it's one of those where you win the battle but you lose the war kind of feeling-ish. Because Duza, they need to be able to force out the towers. You're up against such a greedy lineup. You gotta be able to down the towers, force all of them to rotate, force kind of the high ground, and because Duza, look at their teamfight potential, it's much higher than SF. But until they're able to do that, without the towers going down at all for Duza, things are not looking good at all.
Yeah, it's... Well, Shadow Friends, I mean, they had a strategy in mind when they started this game, and so far they've been executing it pretty perfectly. And well, my Understrike Q, he just keeps on harassing the Tide Hunter. The Tide Hunter actually is really low already, so he has to be careful. But do you know what's actually one of the funniest things visually in this game? A hasted Lone Druid when he's in bear form. Well, he doesn't have the haste anymore, but he's just kind of gliding and surfing across the map like that. I don't know if you've ever seen it, but it's so funny to watch it.
I'm not too sure, but my favorite from pure memory is Night Stalker. I love the way he flies, you know, like his wings just go out and he literally flies.
Yeah, I mean,
Too bad
I
he
have
can't
to
fly
say,
over
man, Lone Druid
terrains.
is way better. I like Anti-Mage as well because he holds his hands back and runs like
yeah.
ninjas.
Yeah, I've seen that one a lot. Yeah, his
there's
arms
some
just go
TPs
behind his
bottom lane.
back.
Iceberg is there. They want to kill off Sven. There's the Dream Coil. Only onto one hero. He goes for the counter. Stormhammer. Nope, he gets silence. He can't even get it off. Dima. Oh, the mech just clutch. But still, no Stormhammer to fly. Leshrac wants to set it up. The split off does miss. And now the Lone Druid is there. Can he get the Entangle Capron? Yes, there he is, the Entangle. I think it was the second hit. But nevertheless, really good RNG for him. He wants to go for more. There's an Omni Slash though, so they don't want to overextend.
Yep. So once again, we're even on the scoreboard. A support for support, 5v5, and at top, it looks like SF. They're starting to pressure towers. So interesting enough. Holy crap, my English. Interestingly enough, it looks like SF are actually able to down towers quicker than Duza.
Yeah. Oh, they get the Shackle as well onto Juggernaut. Will it be enough of a disable? No, it does not look like it. And Cherty, he even tried to go for the disruption. Oh, the Blade Fury actually comes out, some body blocking as well. But I mean, the Lone Druid, it doesn't even care. 1.6k HP. Another nice Shackle up onto the Leshrac. The Root as well. Nice defensive disruption. They have the Omni Slash still at the ready if necessary. They go for the Lightning Storm. And oh, Windranger, he's dropping low. He has the mech though. Another Root. He's getting so many. The Demonic Purge. But Magic Missile, the Ravage comes out finally. They kill off one. They're gonna go for the Lone Druid as well. And Legion making his entrance into this game. And man, he had an impact.
Oh man, so finally Duza. I was so worried for them It felt like everything was just going the way of SF.
Oh, they want to get more Weaver. He drops low. Yeah, he gets the time lapse out, but will it still be enough? The Sukuchi, he hates himself away. But man, they did a lot of damage. And level 3 Lightning Storm, it's nothing to laugh at.
Yep, but holy crap. If we look at the gold graph, it's well over 7,500 in favor of SF. Can you believe it?
Oh my god! I
So now
was
you
just
can understand my
dumbstruck when
concern.
I looked at it.
Yeah, that was the first time I looked at the goal graph, and it's already looking ridiculously good for SF. So I think you understand my concern, right, for Duza
And
to be able to make
looks like
plays.
they are grouping up as well, maybe to go for the secondary Roche now. In XP, it has been dropping down to 1k. They smoke up as well. Do they want to pick a fight or do they want to sneak the Roche? Oh, nice illusion, scouting things out, but just as he scouted, SF moves in with the dust or smoke. Oh man, some sneaky plays, and it should be rather fast as well. They have the minus armor, they have some extra damage coming in from the Vengeance Aura, and this time the Spirit Bearer should definitely be tanky enough with the Warcry.
Yeah, and Weaver, after this Roshan, he'll be extremely close to that Lincoln's. I wonder what's flying on the courier right now. Oh good, it's just a drums recipe. If that was a 14.5 minute Lincoln's, I would have like...
Yeah, but that drum recipe is for a support Sven. I mean, even he has so much gold.
Yeah, I mean 2 Roshan and 3 tier 1 towers. Everyone's gonna enjoy those gold.
This game, it's looking really good. I mean, XP, okay, not that big of a difference. Well, it probably increases now as the Roche went down. How much XP actually does Roche give, do you know?
I know if you give it to one person, he jumps from level 1 to level 5.5. If you split between 2 heroes, they both become level 3. Well,
wait, level 7? I don't actually know. I got no idea how many levels or how much XP that would be from 1 to 5.
no idea.
Well, I'm assuming like 1,000 maybe. Okay, I can
Maybe
actually
the
check
viewers
from the
can tell
graphs. You can check from the graphs if you check the XP, because at the 0 minute mark it was at almost 2,000, like 1.8k, so I guess that must be it.
Okay, so that's 400 XP each.
Yeah, well, more or less.
Pretty good.
None too shabby indeed. But top lane, they want to kill the Weaver. They might be, well, looks like they won't be successful because Weaver, oh, he just finishes the Lincoln Spear as well now. Just bought the recipe up, and oh, the TP is coming back. They want to defend the Dream Coil up onto 2. They have the Blade Fury as well. They have the Omni Slash, which is yet to be used. They will kill off life anyway. Oh, the swap! Oh, what a swap that was. The Ravage connects on 2 as well. And Lone Druid Omni Slashed in the face. He is somehow still alive, but finally goes down, and they will kill off Vengeful Spirit as well with Iceberg. Just chasing him down. The mech was there, but guys, to slow him down, the right clicks. And at least Windrunner did TP out, but man, Duza, in teamfights, they definitely have the edge.
But SF doesn't care. You still have a free farming Weaver at top. I don't know. What's the point of giving the Weaver if the Weaver isn't gonna die? And if they gave it to a hero who's actually participating in fights, I believe say a Sven would be useful, or even a Wind Ranger, or even the Vengeful Spirit. It just doesn't feel justified on this Weaver because essentially, how can Duza ever really think about killing him?
I got no idea, but Juggernaut under some harass. If the Shackle lands, it's level 3 as well. That might be it. Well, he tried to go for it, but Juggernaut had a really nice angle to it.
Yeah, and at this, in this game, it just feels like SF, they're completely kiting Duza around the map. Not in the sense as like a hero juke, but as in like map control. They're forcing Duza to play reactionary Dota and forcing them to come to SF, and this is working out great for them because Weaver has always been split pushing on his own, and whenever people come and get him, then suddenly you have a push at bottom, and this is the problem with Duza. If they can't have instead of say a puck, imagine the difference if they had a Tinker perhaps, or some hero that can defend towers, or even group. Like instead of a Lestrak, if they have a Keeper of the Light, then they can just be able to react to all the pushes across the map because Weaver of the Light can always use the ultimate and bring in your teammates.
I mean, I guess they just really wanted the Shadow Demon Leshrac combination. I mean, them of course drafting it with the first 2 picks. But
Yeah,
in
that's
hindsight, well, they didn't know what kind of type of strat or draft SF is actually going to go for at the time. So by the time they actually already had their 2 supports picked up, they had nothing to change about it. Maybe could have gone for the Tinker instead of the Puck, but I mean the Puck has been able to actually he's been part of all the kills Duza has. But
Oh
would
my
a
god, did he?
Tinker have had the same impact early?
No, definitely no. But did you just see what happened? A huge misplay from the Juggernaut and the SD. So they both saw the Windrunner, trying to TP out, right? So Juggernaut uses the Omni Slash to break the TP, because you know when you first attack,
Yeah.
there's the mini stun. Wait, is it still there? It didn't get nerfed, right?
It should be, as far
Yeah,
as
yeah,
I
yeah,
know.
okay. It's still there. So it does interrupt the first hit. It's a mini stun. And Shadow Demon, seeing that the Windrunner was TPing, uses the disruption and completely negates the Omni Slash.
Oh my
So-
god.
Yeah, and then Wind Ranger just walks away unscathed. By the way, just a tiny little interesting fact for you. Did you know the first slash of Juggernaut's attack, he is not invulnerable during the first attack. He becomes invulnerable after the first attack. So if you get really lucky and Juggernaut's really low and somehow he decides to use Omni Slash, you turn on Blade Mail, he would kill himself in the first attack. But apparently there's a bug, so like once he respawns... Oh, no, wait, I'm sorry. It's not Juggernaut, it's Ember Spirit that has the bug. But it's the same thing with Ember Spirit. When he first uses Sleight of Fist, the first attack, he is not magic immune. I mean, he's not invulnerable. Yeah.
Okay, well, nice to know. So, if I'm ever up against a Juggernaut, I'm just gonna go balls deep and go for the kill.
Or you can get Yules, or you can get a Ghost Scepter, or even a Force Staff.
Look at this Weaver. He's going so aggressive. He knows it. Well, never mind. Just wanted to kill off the healing ward. I mean, what the hell? The Aegis is going to get reclaimed in 20 seconds. So, this Aegis completely useless. And I mean, you pointed it out as well. Giving it to a hero who doesn't go to fights, it's kind of just defeats the purpose of the item.
Yeah, and with so many cores on SF, look who has a relic and is about, what, 700 gold away from a Radiance?
Oh, this Radiance is going to be scary, especially because the Puck, he won't be able to just blink initiate when the Radiance is there.
And this Sven is farming up at bottom as well. Sven with the BKB. I mean, Sven is such a cost-efficient hero in general. He doesn't need much items. He only needs about a BKB, Massive Madness, Daedalus. Then he can just about like one-hit KO an entire team. He can crit for about 1.4k damage. Is it going to pop a Ravage? Okay, so Ravage is popped on the Sven.
Well, they have the demonic perch there, so Sven should definitely go down. But I guess it's worth trading some tier 2 tower damage as well as the Sven's life for the Ravage maybe. Plus they killed off the Juggernaut mid lane as well.
Duza is just getting baited. I believe that was a tactical feed. It has to be a tactical feed. Look at it. The moment he dies, right, he baits out a TP, he baits out the Ravage, and...
Oh, but blinking the silence onto two. The Dream Coil actually didn't follow up with it. Dima, he force stabs himself out. He should be fine. I really thought he's just gonna go for the Dream Coil as well.
Wow, and look at the top tier 2 tower. Instantly disappears.
Oh, the bear, they might lose the Spirit Bear at the very least. Get 300 gold for it. Oh, he's so fast. He stops for a second. Yeah, he's gonna go down. 2 stacks of... No, never mind. The tower will
Feed it
finish
to
it up.
tower. Wow. Okay, so with that tactical feed, we now have the Radiance on the Lone Druid, and he still has another 1,000 gold on him. And Weaver, oh my goodness, just a recipe away from Desolator. Wind Ranger is fat as well. So who can you tell me on the team, apart from the Venture Spirit, isn't considered a core hero? So this is a 1 Protect 4 in this lineup.
I mean, Vengeful, it's okay. It's not a dazzle as far as protecting goes, but still can swap out any of the 4 cores. Oh my god.
Yeah, I mean, this is the first time that I've seen tactical feeds in a long time. It sounds funny, but I mean, in pro games, I think I've seen Cinderin do it a lot of times. I mean, people criticize Cinderin for making bad plays. Sure, sometimes it's bad, but sometimes, like, when I look at it, I just have a feeling he does it on purpose, you know? Like, it sounds ridiculously dumb, but you see with that push, the amount of pressure you put at the bottom tier 2, it forces out a big ultimate. And at mid, is he gonna bait out the Blade Fury?
It sure looked like it. He was already starting to cast the Stormhammer at least, but Nope, not going for it. Are they really waiting for the next Roche now? Want to go? I mean, they have the Radiance, Ghost Scepter even on the Lone Druid, just to make sure the Omni Slash isn't as effective, especially considering the Chugger went for the Aghanim's first item. But actually, what are your thoughts on the Aghanim's first? Like, I know the chat is
Aghanim's?
completely going berserk about that item, not item decision, but even before the Juggernaut actually went for any items, they already started discussing it.
Personally, I don't even like Juggernaut as a carry. I think the hero is very lacking, and that Omni Slash is just so easily counterable. Why pick a Juggernaut if you can pick Ember Spirit? Really, like, that's my question right there. You have a free Omni Slash every 6 seconds. Even though it only hits 1 unit every time, but... sorry, not 1 unit every time. 1 slash per unit every single time.
Oh,
so I don't
Lone
know.
Druid, he runs into the smoke. They start with the Blade Fury, they get the slow as well. They will get the Split Earth and well, oh, nice swap. Life, did you really save Lone Druid just now? The Ravage comes out just to ensure the kill. But it's a 1-for-1 so far. Shackle doesn't connect. They use the Omni Slash as well, but it's just so tanky with the mech. And stay happy there. Oh, nice disruption coming out, but the Blade Fury is still on cooldown and he's gonna go down. Iceberg, he came in with a nice silence. Make it 3-for-2 for the time being. Tidehunter, he blinks away. And well, they're gonna get Iceberg in the end anyway, and that's actually 700 gold for the Weaver extra now.
Yeah, and in terms of talking about the Aghanim Scepter, well, the only time I'll ever pick a Juggernaut, to be quite frank, is if I'm going for a pushing lineup. Pushing oriented lineup, and you're up against heroes that keep up the light, who are just constantly spamming nukes on your team. I consider that to be the perfect choice of lineup for Juggernaut. And in terms of Aghanim Scepter, you know the Omni Slash damage is fixed, right? It's not based on your items. Only the attack speed portion is based on your items. And if you can get the additional slashes, then it's according to the damage you have. But Omni Slash itself, it's between 175 to 250 damage per slash. So Aghanim Scepter, it gives you the HP, it gives you additional slashes, but... So the question you have to ask is, are you going to be relying on your right click? And in this game, Aghanim, I feel it's the right choice, but it's the lineup that has problems, you know? They can't down towers, and if you can't down towers, then this is what's happening. SF, they just have all the cores farming different lanes, enjoying the split pushing all day long, and Duza, they just need so many players to rotate to be even able to pick off one hero. You look at SD Leshrac.
Oh, they get the jump on life. They used the Dream Coil for that one hero. I mean, he's gonna go down, but I think they might be in trouble now because the Dream Coil. And Weaver just comes in. He doesn't care at all. Goes in for the right clicks. Swarm activate on anybody, everybody. Shadow Demon goes down, and Lee, he pops his PKP on the Sven. He already has his stuns up, Tidehunter. He gets the Kraken Shell up, but he's still gonna fall down. I think the minus armor. It's there by the Swarm. A nice stun by Capron. So actually, Tidehunter does survive in the end. So a 1-for-2. Oh, they're gonna go for more. There's the Stormhammer onto Capron with the Weaver right clicks from the Desolator. And no, I really thought they're actually gonna start fighting against the Backdoor Protection, but the Creeper was so close. So, but still a 3-for-1.
Yeah, this game is all but over, I would say. When you have this many farming-oriented heroes getting this much farm, it's completely out of control.
Oh, they stun up Tidehunter once again, but the Kraken Shell, it proves really effective, at least for the time being. But the Radiance Burn, the right clicks from the Weaver, and make that a death for him.
Yeah, I mean, SF, the heroes excel when they have items. And with this much items on the heroes, there's no way Duza can defend.
Just look at the net worth. 4 of their cores are higher than any on Duza's.
It's expected. They played the laning phase. This is definitely a pre-made lineup.
Oh, the Dream Coil catches for the Split Earth was there as well. The Blade Fury is activated. Oh, the Ravage, it connects on 5 as well. My god, that's a perfect team fight for the time being for them. But still, they only kill off 2. The Lone Druid will come back as well, but the Spirit Bear is dead. Does he have a resummon? He's just gonna take a fall. The Split Earth is there, the Stormhammer stuns up, stay happy there. Actually, they kill off 2 once again in return somehow. And the Lone Druid still alive as they make it 3. And man, Weaver just has too much damage. Of course, they had the cheese and the Aegis there, so if they would have lost the fight, it would have been a little bit weird. But in the end, I mean, not a bad fight for Duza. Just they were so far behind to begin with.
Mm-hmm. And by the way, the Lone Druid never passes Midas back onto the bear for more attack speed. It's just a minor thing.
Oh man, those mistakes. Oh, but it's sick how far ahead they were, especially with the gold. I mean, they got that super early mech already, and the Sven being also so farmed. My god. I mean, there's nothing much to say. I mean, they just went for the level 1 Roche, got the level advantage from there. Of course, got some extra gold from it. And Duza's tri lane, I mean, I really thought it's like super deadly, but the way Shadow Friends positioned themselves, as well as mine, Duza, maybe they should have played it a little bit more aggressively.
Yeah, they needed to. But this pocket strat worked out very nicely for SF. Nobody expected them to take the level 1 Roche, even though it was. Eh, whenever you have whenever a team has Lone Druid on the dire side, it's always good to check the Roche. Yeah. Ultimately, this laning idea, gaming thing just worked out perfectly.
I mean, I guess we'll see if Duza can come back in game number 2. I mean, their draft was pretty solid, just Shadow Friends with the pocket strat, like you said, working out better. But I mean, it's a best of 3 series after all, so Duza definitely has a chance of a comeback. And game number 2 actually should be almost straight around the corner. But if you enjoyed what we did, be sure to follow us on Twitch, on our social media, Facebook and Twitter /EFLATV. My name is Coucher, with me was Mito, and we'll be just waiting for game number 2.